Hey YouTube, it's Todd with Tasty Tracker. Today I wanted to talk about self-fulfilling market. So let's get into it. The market is a self-fulfilling prophecy and the price is what people want it to be. So if everybody's thinking that Netflix is going to be the next hot stock, then they're going to pour in, they're going to start bidding up the price, the volume's going to increase, and then as people see the price and volume increase, more people are going to come in and it's going to act as a snowball. So you want to keep an eye out on the news, on stock twits, on any scanners that you have. However you get your news, keep an eye out for the 5 different stocks that day that are making the news. The same thing about self-fulfilling prophecy applies to indicators and chart patterns. Everybody uses RSI, so if they see it hitting the top, they're going to start selling. If they see it hit the bottom, they're going to start buying. And everybody's using that same indicator. So whether or not that indicator is actually predictive is not actually what it's about. It's about everybody having the same behavior using the same indicators. Again, with chart patterns, now I don't really get into chart patterns at all personally, but if everybody's identifying the same chart pattern, they're going to behave in the same way when they see a pattern begin to emerge. So if you know how other people are going to act, then you can act accordingly, whether that's the opposite or doing it a hair quicker than they are or whatever. And again, support and resistance is big, especially with when you're trying to be directional. Again, if everybody's thinking there's a support here and a resistance here, you can set your sells and your buys just before those and be able to be profitable and hit the top, because there are other people who are going to be greedy and try to not only hit the resistance but maybe go past the resistance. So if you're out before it hits resistance, that's a consistent way that you can be profitable. It's just a popularity contest. So there are plenty of companies that are large and profitable companies, but their stocks aren't liquid, and they're not having the price fluctuate, which is really the best for being directional. If you get in when it's obviously buy the dip, everybody says, then you can do that. But again, the popular stocks are a lot of websites because everybody's into tech. It's only the biggest companies that everybody sees and works with on a daily basis. But there are plenty of other companies like Alcoa and stuff, which again is still a popular stock. However, it's not as liquid as an Amazon or obviously as expensive per share. That has a lot of variables, but so that's not necessarily indicative of the popularity. The point here is you want to pick popular stocks so you can get in and get out, and there's plenty of fluctuation. Last bullet point here, obviously, the market is ruled by fear and greed. As soon as people see the market hitting tops, they want to buy in because they're thinking it's going to go to the moon. And obviously, at that point is typically when things turn around and go down. And then the sky is falling now, and I have to sell everything. And of course, everybody, when they're liquidating all their assets, that's the best time to buy. And you're buying the fear there that people think it's going to go down further. So keep your head on straight. Don't go too crazy, and understand how the mass amount of people are going to be thinking. It really is just psychology. So I think you need to be aware of your mental state. Go in clear, rested. And if you do get emotional about an investment, just walk away, close out your position, even at a loss, because that's going to prevent you from losing even more. You don't fight the current here. I say, everybody says the trend is your friend. Sometimes it's good to be a contrarian, but typically speaking, it is going to follow what everybody believes. So if sentiment is up, then you want to consider going long on that, at least for a little bit, until your indicators or the tide starts to shift. But most importantly here, the market doesn't care about you, doesn't owe you anything. So when you try to fight back after a loss, or think that you are gifted and you're going to win everything you try, rest assured you're not going to. Those are great opportunities for you to lose money if you start getting cocky or defensive. So really the last point here I have is to use the support levels. I don't really get into chart patterns, as I said, but they can be reliable, but understand they're only reliable while they're reliable, and then they're not reliable, other times. So it only works until it doesn't. So the key takeaway here is to not overcomplicate things. Yes, the masses aren't too smart, in my opinion. I'm not saying I'm much smarter, but I'm going to be less greedy, and that's how I'm successful. And I don't try to predict everything under the sun. I have a lot of neutral strategies. I do have some directional, but they're usually pretty safe directional bets. I do have some more on the trading psychology on Investopedia, and then 2 books here, Trader's Mind and Psychology of Trading, which are good links here for Amazon. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment if you have any questions or video ideas. I do have a year's worth. Check back every Friday. I'll have some of the brokers I recommend and their links in the description. And then, as always, my website is tastytracker.com. I have tracking for stocks and options. I have break-even calculators and dividend assignments for options. No broker handles rolling options properly. We do. I have analytics, diary, your history. There's a free demo, so go check it out. There's really nothing to lose there. I do have a referral program, so you can make money even while you're using it. But even if you're not interested in that, it's only $9.99 a month, which is the cost of 2 or 3 trades and commission, assuming you're not using Robinhood, which you probably shouldn't be. Anyway, here's a disclaimer. This is for educational purposes only. Thank you, and have a nice day.